Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is block 9 or September's block for the 2021 Directional Sampler Afghan. Now this has got to be probably one of my favorite. This is so pretty. I love this block. It consists of what's called a braid, and then we just have 2 front post stitches. It's pretty. Alright, where's my tape measure? Sorry about that, I couldn't find it. Alright, we are at 12. Oh, if I was on camera, you could see that. 12 by dang near 12. We're just going to give it a little bit of a tug. Give it the what's for and it'll lay at 12. Alright, so this block, all you're going to need is your scissors, get you a needle to weave in your ends, your 6mm hook, and then today the yarn I'm using is the second color I chose for my Afghan, and that's Crafter's Secret Big Idea in the color Fabulous. That yarn's from Hobby Lobby too. Alright, let us get started. Now this block consists of a 2-row repeat. It's really easy. And the stitch multiple is 8 plus 2. So 8, 8, 8, 8 plus 2. So if you guys want to use this stitch, you can use it for something else. Alright, so since I've got my block done, I'm going to work mine on a smaller scale. So you guys need to chain 42 for the block. Alright, so I've got my little chain here. And all I'm going to do for row 1, we single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So not the one that's right on our chain, the next one. We just single crochet into there. And now we're going to single crochet into each chain, all the way across. Alright, so you guys get your row 1 done, come back here, and we will move on to row 2. Okay, I've made it to the end. Oops, pulled that right off there. Okay, so I've single crocheted into my last chain. So now to move on to row 2, we chain 1 and turn, and we are going to double crochet right back into that very first single right there. So double crochet right into there, and now we're going to double crochet all the way across our chain. And that is row 2. Alright, go ahead and finish your row 2 and come back here and we'll move on to row 3. Alright, be right back. Alright, I finished row 2. Worked a double into that very last single crochet right there. And to move on to row 3, we chain 1 and turn, and we're going to single crochet all the way across. So single right into that very first double and into each one. And basically what we're doing, I'm all kinds of tangled. What we're doing is setting up the row for the cable and the front post. I don't know if you guys can see that. I got a coffee stain on my desk. Alright, so we're just going to single crochet all across those doubles. Alright, so get your row 3 done and then come back. Okay, I just finished my row 3. Single crochet row. Now we're going to move on to row 4. So chain 1 and turn. In row 4, we're going to double crochet into the very first single, and we're going to double crochet into the very next single. So we have 2 doubles right here, okay? So now we are going to front post treble around the double crochet from row 2. Well, row 2 is the only row we have that's got double crochet, right? And we're going to front post treble around the next. Well, we've already done two double crochet, so that takes up this one, takes up that next one, and leaves us with this next one right here. So basically, if you come down and you look, I'll make sure everybody sees this. Where's my needle at? Here we go. We've double crocheted in the first, which is this one. We double crocheted in our second, which is this one. So now we're going to front post treble around the next, which is this one. You see it, the third double crochet over. And what we're doing is creating this column. All right. So we're going to yarn over twice, find the 1, 2, third one, go in, come out, and work our treble. Okay? So now we are going to braid over the next 3. Well, all that consists of is we're going to skip this next one, and we're going to front post around that one, front post treble around that one and that one. So we skip the very next, front post around the next, and front post around the next. Front post treble. So skip the next, front post treble around the next, and then we're going to front post treble around the very next. Alright, now to finish our braid, all you're going to do is come over and we're going to front post treble around that one we skipped. So yarn over twice, come down, pick up that post with your hook, and then work a front post treble. And the braid wants to naturally, get off there, wants to naturally lay like that. See how that front one, the very last one we worked, lays in front of the other two? That's how we want it. Yay, looks great. All right, now we worked our braid, so if we look at our work, the braid, before we work the braid, we have a column, braid, and then we have a column. So the very next double crochet over here gets the front post treble. And that is our setup. Alright, so now we double crochet into the next 3 single. Well, where are your next 3 singles, right? Well, if you look, if you're blah, 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 if you count, we worked 1, our braid was 3, so there's 1, 4, and 5. So if you turn your work and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the next single that we need to work into is right there, because we can't work into the single that we skipped, right, that we worked our posts with, or you're going to be adding stitches and then your block is going to eventually get bigger and bigger and bigger, and we don't want that. So after you work your post or column, your braid, your post or your column, come back and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold the 6th, and that's where we start our 3 doubles. 1, 2, and 3. All right, now to repeat, we need to start our column or our post. So we are going to front post treble around the next double crochet from row 2. Well, if we look, right here is our last one. We worked 3 doubles, so 1, 2, 3. So we know that that next column or post is going to go right around here. Your front post treble. And now the next 3 gets the braid. So that consists of skipping that first one, front post treble around the next 2, 1 and 2, and then we're going to come back and front post treble around that one we skipped, and there is our braid. Now we come back and we need to finish out this little section. Oh geez. So we need to work our column or our post. So we're just going to front post treble around that very next double. And now we double crochet into the next 3 single. We come back up to our normal row. Well, we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles, and then our 3 doubles starts into that 6th single. Because remember, if you work into the singles that you need to skip for the column braid column, it's going to add stitches, and then our block is gradually going to get bigger. And then you just repeat your column, braid, column, 3 double. Column, braid, column, 3 double. Column, braid, column, 3 double. And you guys should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets all column. Your braid and column, 3 double. Braid in your column, 3 double. On and on. Okay? So you're going to repeat that across. Until you get to your end. So I need to start my another column, and here's my 3 doubles I worked into. So the very next one is here. There's my front post treble. Braid over the next 3, which is skip the first, front post treble into the next 2, 1 and 2, come back and front post into the one that we skipped, we are going to front post into the next one, and now to end we double crochet into the last 2. Now you can count to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 6 and 7, just to make sure you guys have this, you have the right stitch count. 1 and get in there, and 2. Alright, so that's the end of row 4. So row 5, we chain 1 and turn, and we get a little bit of a break this row, and this is the first row of our 2-row repeat. This row 5 is. And all we're going to do is single crochet all across. So row 5, we get a little bit of a break. We don't have to use our mind too much. Oop. Okay, there. And just single all the way across. Alright, go ahead and get your row 5 done and come back here, and we will move on to row 6, and which is the last row of our repeat. Alright, so get single crochet across and I'll be right back. Okay, I finished round 5, and we're going to move on to round 6, which is the second row of our 2-row repeat. We chain 1 and we turn. Alright, for row 6, we double crochet into the very first 2, singles. 1 and 2. Alright, so now we're to our column or post, braid, column or post. So what we're going to do is we front post treble around the front post treble. So if you look, all we're doing is just carrying this column up on both sides. So it's going to be the same thing on both sides of our braid. So this is a really easy one. We just go right around that front post and we work our front post treble. Okay, and now we're going to braid over the next 3 front post trebles. Well, I'm sure yours is kind of maybe looking a little wonky, right? Like this. But if you take it and you take the top of those 3 trebles right there and you separate them, you can see the 3 stitches you need to work your braid over. So our braid, once again, we skip the first, we front post treble around the next and the next. So yarn over twice, skip the first, skip this one, front post treble around the next, front post treble around the next. And then we come back and we front post treble around that one we skipped. It's kind of hidden in there. So yarn over twice, come back in there, pick that up, and work your front post treble. And now we front post treble around the next column or post, whichever. Front post treble around there. Now it's all kind of bunched up and wonky looking, so if we take it, separate those stitches, you can see your braid forming. I just think that is so pretty. Alright, now we double crochet into the next 3 singles. Well, they're a little hard to see, so if we come to the back and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the very next single is where we start our 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now they're going to look a little offset, but that's alright. You see the 3 doubles on top of, so we have the 3 double, 3 single, 3 double. Okay? And then we just start that again. Front post around your post, braid over your next 3, and you're going to have to kind of scooch them around so you can see. What I like to do is look at the top of the 3 stitches. Like, I don't even pay attention to the cross at all. I just look at the top of the 3. There's my 3 stitches I need to braid over. So I skip the first, front post treble around the next, front post treble around the next, come back. You have to move everything around because it's going to be hidden in there. Front post treble around the next. Front post treble to around this post or column to finish off that little set. Come back, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 singles that you need to skip. Double crochet into the next 3. Come back, work your post, braid over the next 3, work your post, and right here I'm gonna get my work caught up and I'll come back right here, okay? Okay, so I repeated my 3 double column, braid, column, and now I'm to the end and I need a double crochet into the last 2 singles. So I'm going to turn this and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's my last 2. So everything came out perfect. So double into the last, the last 2. And that is row 6. And that is the last row of our 2-row repeat. So now you repeat row 5, chain 1 and turn, and we just single crochet across. Row 5 is kind of our, okay, let's just single crochet across, and it's an easy row. Get a little bit of a break. Alright, so you just repeat row 5, row 6, row 5, row 6, row 5, row 6, row 5, row 6, until your block measures 12 inches, ending on row 5, the single crochet row. And that is, yeah, that's, I was like, uh-oh, did I forget something? That is everything. That is our all of the rows for our block 9 or September block of our Afghan. I'd have to say this is probably my favorite. I love this block. Actually, it's been so long since I've even looked at my other blocks. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure this is my favorite. Now, I didn't have to block it or steam it. It came right out at 12 inches. May have to give it, you know, a little bit of a tug to say, hey, I want you here, stay here. But that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this block. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you haven't, because I've got all kinds of stuff going on in my mind that I've got to get from my mind to my fingertips to my hook to YouTube. So yes, subscribe, definitely subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment, and check out the description box. I got links in there for you guys too. Alright, that is all from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.